Hello, Midda. Hello, Midda. Hello. Hello. Hello, Midda.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So kindly mute your microphones. However, you can put your camera on. It's up to you, but please mute yourself. Except Midda and me, all mic should be on mute. Hello. Yeah. So answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, Deep gone.
Yeah. So answer should be sent to sent in private chat to me. Uh, my name is I think the host Midda and me are both hosts, and answer should be sent to Midda. So then only in private chat. So he will evaluate whether your answer is right or wrong. So don't send everyone. You need to choose host. Make sure that you send your answer to Mit Chowdhury only.
Deep, if they're sending the answers, can you also see the answers?
Uh,
Because I'm not sure if I'll be able to concentrate on both the PPT and also checking the answers.
okay, I request someone to please send a message to Midda. Only
Just test. Just send it only to me,
yeah.
or if you have an option of sending it only to the host. So I can see, Dipanjan and Tejas, Amal, everybody. So this is coming privately. So Deep, can you see Dipanjan's message?
No, I cannot see.
Okay, because I think he has chosen just me. So I think he has to. They have to choose just one.
Yeah, either me or you.
So I think you should send your answers to Deep Jyoti,
Okay.
because I'll be running the PPT and also dictating. So just make sure you answer only to Deep Jyoti.
Deepjyoti is QFI or what? QFI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
OFI.
QFI quiz. OFI rather.
OFI,
OFI.
sorry.
Yeah, OFI quiz. So that's where your answer should come.
Yeah, I can see message from Titash and Ashok channel. Yeah, fine. Anuragda also sending hi. Okay, fine. No issue.
Okay. So just make sure that your answer goes only to Deep. If you are replying over WhatsApp or to everyone in the chat room, then we won't be taking those answers.
I think a lot of people are in waiting room. Let me enter them.
Will there be any visual connects or any? So do we have to be on the screen, or we can actually be in the chat window?
There would be visuals, so it's best that you use your. So Deep, there are some people in the waiting room. I'm not sure how do you let them in.
Yeah,
Somebody has messaged not yet accepted to join. So
I have accepted all the participants. No more.
okay, so we'll the participation will increase. So I hope I'm audible to everybody. Deep, you can run the dummy slide.
Yeah.
Share the screen basically.
Yeah. Okay. I have shared.
Yeah. So is this the PDF or the PPT that you're in?
The PPT.
And we are recording the quiz, right? Yeah, Deep. Hello, Deep.
We are good to go.
Okay.
Midda,
So we are recording the quiz, right?
Yeah, we are recording it.
Okay. Okay. So quizzing, and even the England-Pakistan test match has taken a new turn now. Stokes is out. We'll basically have 25 questions. First 5 would be simply visual questions. You simply need to identify. So, is there an option? So I think we should mute
Meet, can you ask
everybody.
everyone to mute
So
themselves?
okay. So Deep, so can you help me if there is an option to mute everybody? If I can mute everybody, then it will be easier. I'm not sure who is Deep.
Yeah, you will.
I have unmuted.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I think that's, yeah. So that's fine. Okay, so we are starting 37 participants. Like I was saying, 25 questions. So you'll have to QFI quiz. There is an ID QFI quiz. So just below on the bottom right, you'll find be moderating the quiz. So make sure your answer goes there, because he'll be the one who will be viewing it. I would probably not get to view it because I'm getting the screen now. So 25 questions. The first 5 are visuals, like I said. The fastest correct answer gets 5 points, second fastest 4 points, and so on. So we'll have 5 correct answers. So the 5th fastest correct answer gets you 1 point. And all questions are on pounds. Pounds, as you know, means that you'll have to send in your answers typed only on the private chat to QFI quiz. So Deep, is anybody raising any doubts, because I can't see the screen?
Oh yeah. Someone is raising hand.
Yeah. How do we send answers to only the admin? Okay, somebody has written. So on your right bottom, you'll find 2. So where you type, just above it, you'll find 2. Then you have a drop-down menu. Click that, and then you'll find OFI host, OFI quiz within bracket host. So that's the one you have to click. So that's the one you have to click and keep it like that. So whenever you answer, it goes only to OFI quiz, which is Deep Jyoti, who is moderating the quiz. Otherwise, everybody gets to see your answer and will anyways not be accepting those answers. Okay. So are we good to start?
Yeah.
Any doubts? Fastest correct answer, and which means that you will get only 1 attempt. Fastest correct answer gets you 5 points. Second fastest 4, third fastest 3, fourth fastest 2, and fifth fastest gets you 1 point. So that's how we will go. So yeah. So we have, and yes, there's one thing which always leads to a debate on whether surnames are good. So for me, surnames are good provided it's a unique surname. So for example, if your answer is Rahul Dravid, then Dravid is fine because there's only one Test cricketer with the name of Rahul Dravid, and to my knowledge, in first-class cricket also there's only one cricketer with the surname Dravid, so that's fine. But then something like Ahmad, Ali, Khan, Singh, Amarnath for that matter will not be acceptable. But L Amarnath in place of Lala Amarnath is fine, so that you save time, because that's what is the essence. So that's the only thing which I need to clarify. Anurag, wait for 1 minute, please. See, there is also a concept of timed out, Anurag. So make sure you reach the crease on time. And photo credits, Cricinfo, Cricket Archive, Cricket Country, Getty Images. So basically the usual suspects. So can we start now, Deep?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can unmute yourself because we'll need to coordinate. Okay, so here's the first question. This is the India versus Pakistan 2003 World Cup match. Very famous, Sachin Tendulkar 98. What an innings that was. So who is this wicket keeper? You can see on your left. So I won't get to see the answers that you're typing because it's going directly to QFI quiz.
Okay, Midda, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I have got a lot of answers.
Okay.
So I have got correct answers from a lot of guys.
Okay, that's expected.
So first one,
So
okay, Midda, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Parthasarathy has not given his first name. However, his surname was correct. Should I give him points?
Yeah, in this case.
I wrote T Umar.
No,
because
that's fine. So yeah, T Umar is even fine. I mean, I was trying to think of another cricketer with the surname Umar. I mean, Umar as a first name, I can think of Umar Gul. But yes, T Umar or Umar is fine. So we'll accept that.
Yeah.
So we will accept that. And so that's so just hold on. So that's the first. I think you can go to the slide. I can't see the slide now. Okay, so there's someone who is answering it in the private, in the public chat. Please don't do that. Like we have said, it has to go to QFI quiz. Otherwise, your answer doesn't get counted. So Deep, go to the next slide where we have the answer. Next slide is basically a dummy slide for the answer. Hello.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So just be careful that you don't show the answer. Okay, so that's the dummy slide. Next, yeah. So you can, no, the third slide.
Okay, wait.
No. So basically, the wicketkeeper there was Tawfiq Umar. Now, the designated wicketkeeper at the start of the match was Rashid Latif. And he basically was not fit. As you can see on the photo on your right, that's a screenshot of the Pakistan innings. Tawfiq Umar opened the batting, but then Rashid Latif batted lower down. He was not fit, and you can see a note on your left. Tawfiq Umar kept wickets in the Indian innings. So that's Tawfiq Umar. So that's the first answer. So now we can go to the second question. So if there are any doubts, you can type in your, privately to me or in your public chat. And for answers, like I've said, Titash's scores will be declared after every question. No, Titash will declare it at the end of the quiz. Otherwise, it gets a bit slow. So yes, next question comes up. Who is this New Zealand cricketer who played 7 tests and 1 ODI in his international career? So his international career basically lasted just 1 year in 1976. So you can, on your left, you can see a screenshot of his Cricinfo profile. 7 tests, 1 day. Was basically an all-rounder, at least at the first class level. And the photograph, so that's him, marked with the arrow. So you have to identify him. So that's the 4th person standing from your left. Is the screen still visible? Because I can't see the slide. Deep?
I have stopped it because I need to see the chat screen. Okay, Midda, a lot of actually
No,
wrong.
no, chat even, yeah, Deep, even chat, you can actually see both
Meet,
the
I think
chat
you,
and the.
Meet, I think you can host the PPT and let Dipjyoti check the answers.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that can also
how
be
do I
done.
do that? Screen. Okay, I can share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So then do I get to see the answers?
No,
No,
no.
it'll because obviously
Yeah.
host disabled participant. Okay, so you'll have to accept that. I mean, you'll have to give me that right the, to host the to share the slide
Yeah,
because I'm clicking.
yeah. You can share now.
Okay, I can share. Okay, so
Okay, Aniket Chakraborty has given a wrong answer, and a lot of wrong answers actually. Uh,
so like I said, the pounce remains open 15 seconds after end the question, and so which means that the pounce is already closed. It's not necessary that we'll take only 5 answers. So there could be just one correct answer. So we'll go with that. Okay. So I need to scare. Okay, I'm really bad at this because this is my first time I'm hosting a Zoom quiz. So how do I go to the desktop now?
share screen, and you should.
Just go to share screen,
Yeah, that I've done.
and there you just put your PPT, which is open.
Okay, I need to open the
Is
PPT
it
first.
desktop?
Okay.
If you go to share screen, you will see desktop. Do that. Your PPT will be shared.
Okay, so I have just opened the PDF. So, yeah. So yes, I think you can see it now. Deep, is this
Yeah,
fine?
yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. We
So
can.
I'm running a PDF instead. Okay, so this we are done. This was the first one which we have done. Okay, so this so we are closing pounds for this.
Yeah, pounds is already closed.
So yeah, so the correct answer is Andy Roberts. So this is Andy Roberts of New Zealand. Of course, the person on your right is Andy Roberts, the legendary fast bowler from West Indies. So unrelated cricketer, again from the 70s himself. So that's the lesser known Andy Roberts of
Hello?
New Zealand. Yes.
Hello. I
Yes.
gave the answer as Andrew, the full name. I think that should be fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because Andy is anyway a shortened form of Andrew, so that's fine. We will accept Andrew Roberts, A. Roberts, and Andy Roberts. So, Deep, any doubts on this, on answers?
No. Everything is fine.
Okay.
We can
So,
go to
okay.
next.
Yeah, so I'm getting a bit confused on the, okay. So now, okay, there we go. Question number 3: visual connect these 3 Indian cricketers. It's an exhaustive list. So I need the connect. You don't have to identify because you'll be losing time on this.
Roshan Khanna, you are incorrect. Ashok Sanyal has given a correct answer, very first one to give it.
Okay, that's great.
Akash Jain also has given the correct answer. Mustafiz Ahmed, you are wrong.
Thanks, Praveen, for your message.
Then Titash also correct, absolutely correct. Depends on the, that's not the correct answer. Okay, we can close the pounds now.
We can close pounds both on I think time as well as 5 correct answers.
Yeah.
So okay, so we are closing pounds. The person on the extreme left, that's CK Naidu. Then the person in the middle is Ajit Wadekar. Then of course Virendra Sehwag. So the Indian connect is these are the first captains for India in each of the 3 formats. So CK Naidu was the first Test captain of India. First ever Test match, 1932 against England at Lord's. Ajit Wadekar was the first ever ODI captain for India. And the first ever T20 captain was Virendra Sehwag. So this was the tricky one. So this, of course, was I think Sachin Tendulkar's only T20 international that he played. Yeah, somebody I think.
Yeah.
I think somebody was trying to say something.
Myself here. मेरा आंसर एक्सेप्ट हुआ कि नहीं मैं तो आंसर दे दिया था.
Yeah, we will check later on. We will check later on. Don't worry.
or was it late?
So there would be a lot of answers coming.
Oh.
So obviously we cannot read out everything. So Deep is maintaining a score of that top 5, and also if you're 6th, then it's hard luck. So yeah, so that's the answer. These are the first the first captains of each of the 3 formats for India specifically. So now we go to the next question, which is again a visual. Okay, best bowling figures in an innings in women's test with 8 for 53 against England in 1995. Simply identify her.
A lot of correct answers have coming.
Of course.
Dipanjanda is the
So
first
the
one.
first 5. Okay, so the first 5 would be the easiest. Then we'll try to up the level. So of course, an Indian legend.
Okay, Midda Dipanjanda, Ramesh Natarajan, Ashok Sanyal, B. Parthasarathi, and Titash are the first 5 correct answers. They have given.
Okay, so you've got. So if you have got 5, then we can basically close.
Okay, now you can close.
Okay. So we'll go to the answer. Yeah, this is Neetu David, left arm spin, legendary Indian cricketer. You can see 10 test matches played between 1995 and 2006. Of course, women's test matches don't happen too often. So it's pretty bad luck for women's cricketers. So that's only 10 matches in almost a decade. So that's actually India's loss. So we'll go to the next question. Again, a visual. This is the last of those visual questions. You don't have to identify the bowler. It's obviously Shoaib Akhtar. So you have to identify who faced this fastest recorded delivery in international cricket, bowled by Shoaib Akhtar, which was recorded at 161.3 kilometers per hour or 100.2 miles per hour.
Okay.
Somebody is waiting. Okay, so I'm admitting new entrants. So you can see again, I've put this score board just to give you an indication. Go by the sponsors, which ground was it. I think that's a good way to identify a match, or particularly the period of the match.
We have already got 5 correct answers from Titash Banerjea, Ramesh Natarajan, Dipanjan Dev, Roshan Krishna, and V. Parthasarathi. Amal VS is incorrect. Your answer is incorrect. Then a lot of correct answers followed by them. So we can close now.
Okay, that's great. So the answer is Nick Knight. Okay, so that's the screenshot of your Shoaib Akhtar's delivery when he saw on the giant screen 161.3. He had earlier delivered 161. There were other cases of 160s, but then probably faulty meters. But then this is, yes, recorded as 100.2 miles per hour. Nick Knight was the batsman.
Hello?
Yes, somebody,
Yeah.
yes?
I wrote only night. Will it be okay?
Only Knight is fine, provided it's one of the 5 fastest answers. Knight is fine, because to my knowledge, there's only one Knight who has played international cricket.
Okay.
Unless you include, knighted cricketers.
Heather Knight is also there.
Yeah?
Heather Knight is also there.
Right. Heather Knight.
But this is obvious that it will be Nick Knight.
So, okay. So, Deep, any doubt on this, on the first 5?
No. We have clear first 5 correct answers.
Okay, that's fine. And in one of the, around 2002-3, Shoaib Akhtar again bowled a 160 probably. This was to Craig McMillan. But this is from the World Cup. Okay, so that's the end of the first 5 questions, which are the plain visuals. Now we will go to more of text stuff. So, do we know how many participants we have right now, Deep?
We have
We had 33 when we started.
40.
40. Okay, great. Okay, so just give me a moment. Okay, there we go. The first of your longer questions. So just read carefully. Pounce opens. There have been 14 such instances in international cricket for men's and 1 instance in international cricket for women's. The 14 instances in men's international cricket may increase to 16 in a matter of months. Okay, so that's something which you can work on. However, there have been several more instances at domestic level. The first time it happened in India at the domestic level, of course, was in the 1996-97 match between Delhi and Mumbai. So that's a photograph of the match. Rahul Sangvi, the left-arm spinner, is bowling. So what are we talking about? 14 such instances in international cricket. In men's cricket, there is one in women's cricket. The number 14 could probably increase to 16. So I can't really say it will be 16. But yeah, it's expected to be 16 very soon.
Okay, we have got some correct answers, Midda. Ramesh Natarajan is the very first one to give the correct answer, followed by V. Parthasarathy, then Titash Banerjea, then Ashok Shainal, and the last one, fifth one to give the correct answer is Dipanjan Dev. So we can close now.
Okay, we can close now. So this match is actually a pretty unique match and a landmark match in India's Ranji Trophy. This is the 1996 Ranji Trophy final, which was a day-night match. So your answer is actually day-night test matches. There have been 14 day-night test matches. Afghanistan is traveling to Australia, but then we know what the current situation is. So we don't know if the tour is on. So this will be towards the end of the year. So that's going to be the 15th instance of a. Okay, so I've got a message, Deep. This meeting has unlimited. So is this the 40-minute thing that will get disconnected?
No. It will go on.
Okay. So that's sorted. I think that was one of our pain areas. Yeah. So the 15th instance probably. Okay. A lot of people again joining in now. Yeah, 15th instance would probably be Afghanistan and in Australia. 16th probably would be India again going for a test series down under. This would be around the Boxing Day, as the tradition is. So they're also slated to play one day-night test match. So there have been 14 day-night test matches for men's, one for women's. First class, of course, at the county level, Australian domestic Sheffield Shield, there has been. At the Ranji Trophy, just one match. This is the 96-97 match, as I said. It was not just played under lights, but it was also played with colored clothing. So which makes it very unique, and that too in 1996. Imagine. So that's really long back. At the other first class levels in India, there has been 2 Dilip Trophy tournaments which have been played under lights, but again with pink ball and white clothing. Okay. So that's the first of the dry questions. So now we go to the next question. The bounce opens immediately. Okay. So this is sort of a home bias for me. So I'm from Assam. So this one is, but then it's a well-known name. So not one of those obscure first-class cricketers. So he was the first Test cricketer to play Ranji Trophy for Assam. He once scored 239 in a Ranji match in 1991-92 for Assam and added a 475-run partnership for the second wicket with Zahir Alam. This was the highest second wicket partnership in the world in first-class cricket at that time, going past 465 unbeaten between Jay Jameson and the great Rohan Kanhai for Warwickshire in 1974. This was in the county tournament. Later, this world record was broken by Sanat Jayasuriya and Roshan Mahanama, 576. I think we celebrated the anniversary just 2 days back. So this was, of course, the infamous 952 run match, which is still the highest innings. Jayasuriya scored 340. So right now, this 475 partnership between Zahir Alam and this cricketer stands at 4th. It's still the highest in the Ranji Trophy, 4th overall in first-class cricket, which includes a test match. So who is this? So basically, who is this first test cricketer to play Ranji Trophy for Assam? And for that matter, no one born in Assam or from Assam has played test cricket for India. So this is someone who has played test cricket and Ranji Trophy for a different team, but for this season, he was playing for Assam.
Okay, we have got correct answer from Dipanjan Dev. Then Roshan Krishna, Mustafiz Ahmed, Anurag Talukdar has given a wrong answer in his first attempt, but later his answer is correct. So should we accept Anurag Midda?
No, we accept only the first, like we have already mentioned. We accept only the first answer.
Okay, then Rishi has given the correct answer. So we have clear 5 correct answers. So we can close now.
Okay, so we'll close this. This is Lalchand Rajput. So basically a domestic legend, played for Bombay, Mumbai. Played also 2 test matches and 4 ODIs in the mid 80s. So that now he was doing brilliantly at the Ranji Trophy level in the mid 80s. That's when he got his break. And what a lucky break it was, because this was towards Sunil Gavaskar's end of his career. And Gavaskar, in fact, did not open in this series. He was playing in the middle order. It was Ravi Shastri who opened, and Shrikant. So Rajput got his chance. First match, if I remember, was a draw. Second match was a shocker. This was against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was a very new test team. India had toured, obviously, as a pretty good team, recent World Cup winners. They lost the second match. Okay, and Rajput scored a duck. So X had to fall. And that was just bad luck. So Rajput opened with Shrikant. So in the third test, he was dropped, and it was Ravi Shastri who opened with Shrikant. Gavaskar continued to play in the middle order. So this is Lalchand Rajput. So in that season, which I'm talking about, 91-92, he scored the highest runs for Assam in a season. Later broken by another guy from Mumbai, Kiran Pawar, Ramesh Pawar's younger brother. Lalchand Rajput was the coach in that season. So again, come back. So okay, so I think yes. Now I'd like to add something more to this. So the question, as you see, specifies who is this first Test cricketer to play Ranji Trophy for us. Okay, so if the question was who's the first Test cricketer to play first class cricket for Assam, the answer would probably have been Chowdhury Banerjea. Chowdhury Banerjea played for Bengal. He played 1 test match for India in around 1948, but in 1954, Assam Governors 11 was playing a visiting Commonwealth 11. So the most famous player in that Commonwealth 11 was Soni Ramdin, the famous West Indian off spinner. So yes, Chowdhury Banerjea played in that match, and he was the test match. So that's the gray area. So we'll go to the next question. Okay, this is as current as it can get. Question 8. What has happened only 5 times in ODI cricket, all of which have come in the period of 2013 to 2020? The first instance happened, these are all ODIs, okay? Ireland versus England in 2013, then Bangladesh, India. This is part of the Asia Cup in 2014. India, Sri Lanka in 2014. South Africa, India again, 2018. Fifth instance, England, Ireland, third ODI, August 4th, 2020. So, which happened just 2-3 days back, which Ireland won, chasing around 329 or 328. So, what has happened? Only 5 times in ODI cricket. So, obviously, it has to be an explanation. It can't be just a one-word answer.
Yeah, we have got one correct answer from Roshan Krishna.
Okay, great.
Then a lot of wrong answers followed by them.
Okay, just think, because this happened just right before you. I'm sure everybody was watching this. We have got to watch cricket after months. So what happened exactly with Ireland, England?
Most of the participants are saying 300 plus says multiple centuries.
No, that's no. 300 plus chase is something really common in modern ODI cricket, and multiple ODI centuries again is a very, very vague term. So this is something very specific. It's happened only 5 times. It's actually pretty surprising that it never happened before 2013. So
only one
so we
correct
don't have
answer.
5 correct answers. Okay, only one correct answer.
Only one
Okay.
correct answer, and then one is saying wicketkeeper removed his glove to run out. Okay,
No.
I think we can give some hint.
So yeah, time wise, I think time wise, yeah. Okay, hint.
Yeah.
Okay, let's no issues. I have no issues in giving a hint if there has been just one correct answer. So which also goes to show that nobody is using Google and also, which is great. So one hint is that look at numbers 2, 3, and 4. there's one common theme. So can you think of something between the 2014 and 18 period, and still going on actually,
Yeah. So
not just up to 2018?
Midda, Titash is asking, can we try
Yeah.
again after giving the hint? So they can, I think.
Yeah. Please go on. You can try for, I think there's one correct answer, so that person gets 5. So you can go on, that's not an issue. So think about 2, 3, 4, which is the common theme, which is the period? And then related to something which happened just 5 days back.
Okay. We have got another correct answer from Rishi.
Good. That's good. I have no issue in slowing down a bit to give hints, because there is no point. I don't achieve anything if people don't answer. In fact, I achieve when people answer. So I'll wait.
Then another correct answer from no correct answer. Only 2 correct answers so far. Rishi and Roshan Krishna.
Okay. So I think okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mita.
fine. We'll close this then, because we have
Yeah.
spent.
Okay, Mita.
Yeah.
One
If
person is
somebody,
saying Bipin Babu, captain century going west in 300 plus says. So that cannot be the correct answer, right? Captain century going
no,
west in
no.
300 plus says.
So
Okay, close now.
no. So that's not correct. So we'll give the answer. These are both captains scoring centuries in the same ODI. So you'll. So number 2, 3, 4, you have Virat Kohli again in his golden phase, which still continues. So what happened in the 5 was Ian Morgan scored 106, captain for England, and Andrew Belbin scored 113 for Ireland. The first instance happened again Ireland, England. Morgan again a common factor. Then Mushfiqur Rahim, Virat Kohli. Then Virat Kohli and Angelo Matthews. Then Faf du Plessis and Virat Kohli. So these are the 5 instances of both captains scoring centuries in the same match. So we move to the next. There are a lot of participants again coming in. Just hold on.
Just let them in.
Okay. So while I let them in, I want to check the score. What's happening with England? And okay, England 167 for 5. Need 110. Butler and Wokes. Okay, Butler probably an innings to save his career, 32 in 31 balls. Wokes again, useful score, 26 and 26. So this is going to be exciting. 40 overs remaining. Okay, so we might get a result. 40 overs. It's just around 2 point something required run rate. So okay, great. So we'll again come back to the quiz. Next question is question 9. Read the question very carefully. Okay. So X is not in this photograph. Okay, X broke the world record for the best bowling figures in a test innings among left-arm pacers. Okay, left-arm pacers only, which is 7 for 27 in 1989, going past the century-old record of Richard Barlow's 7 for 40, set in way back in 1883. So that stood for. I mean, there haven't been too many left-arm pacers. Bill Voss is someone I can think of. So obviously I'm giving an example from a very past era, so that I don't rule out answers. So going past a century-old record of Richard Barlow's 7 for 40 set in 1883. Now, X's record was later broken by Mitch Johnson, 8 for 61, which is still the record. Now the question is on, after retirement, X had a successful career as a TV host, among other things, and was the host of a successful TV reality show, Y. Okay, from the mid 1990s. The name Y, which is the name of the TV series, comes from a motto made popular by the British Special Air Services. So the insignia of the BSAS, which is the British Special Air Services, can be seen on the top right. Okay, so the motto has been wiped out. The motto gives you the name of Y, which is the TV series hosted by X. Now the unit, which okay, so insignia for BSAS also inspired the insignia of Para Special Forces, which is an Indian special force. Okay, Para is a shortened form of parachute. So this is basically part of the Air Force, and it's Okay, and okay, there are a lot of people joining in really late. Okay, so basically, and since Indian military, most of the units would have originated before independence, so it's pretty obvious that some of the logos used by the present Indian regiments would also be taken from the British. The unit's heritage stems from the Second World War with the creation of the 50th Parachute Brigade in October 1941, which also can be seen on MSD's gloves. So this made news. Okay, Mahendra Singh Dhoni used the logo of the Indian, the para special services. The words Balidan is written there. That's of course not there in the English version. But then you can see the logo stems out from the same source. So you have to identify X and Y. So Deep, for this, we will have to take both answers. Okay.
Okay, okay. We have already got correct answers from Ramesh Natarajan. Then,
Both. Okay.
yeah, both. And then Titash has given only one part. Then,
Yeah. So if you have given one part, then you have an option to give the second part as well. So let's see.
then V Parthasarathy also one part.
Okay.
A lot of, yeah. Arjun has given the both parts correct. Arjun.
So which means that Arjun gets the second position because he is given two.
Deputy Dipanjan here, I wrote there's one spelling mistake. Just check no once.
Okay, okay, fine. I will
see
check.
if it's a minor spelling mistake. It's okay.
Okay.
No, no.
Okay. Let me check.
So Deep, if you want, you can WhatsApp me if you want. It won't be right to read out the answer.
Okay. We have already got 5 correct answers, Nidda.
You've got 5. Okay, yeah. 5 full answers. Okay. So okay, so we'll close the pounds. This is Mike Whitney, who played for Australia left-arm pacer in the 80s.
Who dares wins?
Yeah, who dares wins is so basically is the motto of the British regiment that we were talking about, and this is who dares wins. It was basically a very adventure-based reality show of the 90s. So Mike Whitney played in the mid 80s for Australia.
He used to come in AXN.
Yeah, AXN back then in 90s. So yeah, yes, you're right. AXN. I actually forgot that there was an AXN. Right. Yes. Late night probably. So yes, Mike Whitney played around I don't know 10, 12 matches, test matches for Australia probably, because Australia obviously had a lot of good pace attack even after Lilly and Thompson had retired. So this was at the cusp. So okay, so that's Mike Whitney, and who dares wins. Okay.
That is Tanya, by the way.
Yeah, that is.
That is Tanya, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Also being an old timer in the quiz. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I know you're an old timer. We have spent old times together, Anurag Talukya. I still remember that. So okay, Tanya. I didn't know about Tanya. Who Tanya is?
Tanya is a girl.
Okay, Tanya is a girl. Mike Whitney and Tanya. Okay, so next question 10. Okay, very very simple. Who were the title sponsors of the 2000-2001 ICC Women's World Cup? A screenshot of all the World Cups that have happened so far. Not so far. 70. Oh yeah, that's so far actually. 2017 was the last Women's World Cup. So you can see title sponsors is not something which is very common because investment in women's cricket across the world is very low. So you can see the first 2 World Cups didn't even have a title sponsor. Third one did. So did the fourth one. Then again, 5th one didn't have a title sponsor. 6th one in India was called the Hero Honda Women's World Cup. I need this next one, 2000-2001, which was won by New Zealand Women's, who was the title sponsor. Simple.
We have already.
And after that, yeah. So after that, 2004-2005, there was no title sponsor. Then ICC took over. So it's something like saying men's World Cup. 1996 was the Wills World Cup. So that was the last time they had a title sponsor. After that, ICC took over from 1999. So the title sponsor is ICC again.
Okay, the first 5-1. First 5-1 to give the correct answer are Titash, Ashok Sanyal, Prasant, then Dipanjan Dev, and Akash Jain. So we can close now.
Okay, so that's great that you answered. So the answer is something which is very close to our heart, my heart, everybody's heart, every cricket fan's heart, because I don't know what we would do without this. This is the Cricinfo World Cup. Okay. So Crick Info was the title sponsor in 2001. So at that time, it was not ESPN Crick Info. ESPN acquired Crick Info sometime, just probably after 2000, definitely. So this is the Crick Info Women's World Cup. So Crick Info is what I'm looking for. There are a lot of people still joining in. That's fine. I mean, we're just here to have a light time while I check the scores again. So this test match is like, a lake in a desert for us cricket fans. So, okay, England need 110. Okay. Partnership is still going strong, 50-run partnership in just 8 overs. So I think they want to end it today. Great. So we'll go to the next question. Okay, this is a long one, long question. So question 11, these are the screen grabs with transcripts. Okay, you can see at the bottom from a recent video shared by Crick Info. In fact, I thought it was Crick Info which shared it because I got it on Crick Info. Then later I found that there are a lot of other websites which have also shared this. So who is the speaker? First part. Okay, so when I say who is the speaker, if you don't give me the name you explain, that's still fine. Okay, so if the answer is say Sachin Tendulkar, you don't give Sachin Tendulkar, you say the person with the highest test runs, that's also fine. So that's one part. Second part is, and why does the speaker say at the start of the video, folks, that's enough. Okay, so let me put this, make this simple. No two-part question, just one part. I need who is the speaker, name or explain, just explain. So is it? So that's what you need. Okay, so we'll obviously run. I mean, these are just 3. So first one, blank. There's no words said for the first one. So which is also very important. Second one, the person says, folks, that's enough. Then says, wow, what an exciting time. Now remember, I am actually not giving you all the lines which he has spoken. So I've wiped out some important ones. Then says, play with pride and passion. Last time we drew the series. This time we have to win. With a simple message, he ends it. Then he starts singing. If the ball is outside off, let it go, let it go. So, who is the speaker?
Yeah, Midda.
Yes.
In
so
this,
just don't read out the answer. So just
okay.
Tell me.
Yeah,
if you want to answer it, then WhatsApp me.
No. If someone has given a generic answer like no name, just describe the guy who is the speaker. So should we accept it?
Yes. Like I said, yes, we would accept it because he's not someone very famous by his name. I mean, like I said, name is fine. I'll be surprised if people name him.
Okay,
I mean, it's not.
I ask everyone except the host, everyone else to mute themselves. Someone has not actually muted their microphone.
So I think even we have the option to mute everybody.
Yeah, we have muted, but someone has unmuted.
Okay, they have the option to unmute. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we have answer from Nikhil Ramesh. He is the first one to give the correct answer.
Great.
Then yeah, Amol Vyas also given correct answer. The second one, Roshan Krishna,
right.
He has given the name. Only the first name.
Great.
Only the first name. Then Titash also correct. And okay, we have got 4 correct answers. No, not 5 right now.
Not 5?
Yeah, 4. As of now, 4. I have taken the name of 4.
Okay, I'll just wait for 5 more seconds if you can answer.
Arjun and incorrect.
Yeah, this is very, very recent and very current. I mean, so you can say, so I'll go back one slide. You can say, last time we drew the series, this time we have to win. Okay, it's as relevant as this, as recent as this. So is any new answer coming in?
Incorrect answers, yes.
Okay, incorrect answers. Okay.
So we can close now, I think.
Okay. We will close this. This is Salim Akhtar, who became a meme in the 2019 World Cup. So, which is the photograph on the extreme right, his disappointed look when I think one of the Pakistani fielders dropped a catch near the boundary. It became a meme, okay, became a legend. Nobody, I mean, at least I didn't know what his name was. So he recently came up. You can check this on YouTube. So he starts off with that same look. He's wearing that same half jacket and that same T-shirt, or at least appears to be same. And then he starts, folks, that's enough. So he indirectly says it's been 1 year since the joke happened. So then he starts. So when I say last time we drew the series, so that's Pakistan visiting England. They drew the series. Now the match is on. So it's the 2019 meme guy, Sareen Akhtar. So that's it. So next we'll move to the question number 12. So 12 is a pretty long question. So I'll expect you to read it. So out of the 2,391 test matches, there's a star because the 2,391st is going on right now. So I'm including that. Out of the 2,391 test matches played till 8th August 2020, there have been only 44 such instances of test matches. The first 3 instances happened within a period of 3 months. So we are calling it collectively A. The first 3 instances, okay? It happened within a period of 3 months, and were for the same reason. So I'm collectively calling it A. The 4th instance came in 1999. Okay, so we are calling it B, where Pakistan won by an innings and 175 runs. There was a possibility of it happening in 2002, which I'm calling C, for the same reason as B. However, the same did not happen due to a different concern. So basically C never happened. Okay, there was a possibility that C would happen because it followed a similar pattern of B, but for another reason it did not happen. So till now you have only 2 sets of instances. The first 3, which is A, then the 4th instance in 99, which is B. C didn't happen. Then the reasons and possibilities of A and B happening were more or less the same. Now numbers 5 to 42, so that's around 37, which I'm collectively calling D, were all for the same reason. And this reason was unrelated to A and B. Okay. Numbers 43 and 44, which I'm calling E, happened because of the same reason. Again, unrelated to A, B, and D. So this might be a bit confusing. I'll explain again. Out of these 44 instances in Test cricket, 3 happened together, which I'm calling A for the same reason. 4th instance happened B in 99. There was no instance in 2002, although there was a possibility. Then there were 37 instances collectively in D, again for the same reason. So the way I'm bifurcating it is because of the reasons. And then you see number 43 and 44 happened again for the same reason, but unrelated to A, B, and D. So what are we talking about? So you don't have to identify A, B, C, D, E. So that's just to, just to, okay, there are a lot of people still coming in.
Okay, we have got correct answer from Titash. Very first one.
Okay, nice. Good.
Then V Parthasarathy also.
Okay, nice. So just think about it, only 2 correct answers, so you still have time.
Okay, then Ramesh Natarajan, Roshan Krishna. So 4 correct answers so far.
4. So we'll still keep it open. Okay. Long question.
Yeah.
44 instances.
Please mute yourself, everyone except the host. Someone has actually unmute himself.
Okay, but I think we should have an option to mute and not to let them unmute us.
Okay, please.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. So is anything coming, or I think we should close? Nothing is coming.
No correct answer so far.
Okay, so 4 correct answers. So I'll give out the answer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
These are, yeah. So these are tests held at a neutral venue. Okay, so which means that a test is played in neither of the 2 countries which were playing the test match. So there could then we'll still regard it as a neutral venue test. So I'm talking about neutral venue. So the first time a neutral venue test match happened was in 1912. So at that time there were 3 test teams only: England, Australia, and South Africa. So this was a triangular tournament, sort of a World Cup, you can say, uh, which was played by these three teams. So when Australia played South Africa, it was held in England. Okay, so when Australia played South Africa at Manchester, so it became the first ever neutral venue test match. And the second was when Australia played South Africa at Lord's, then Australia played South Africa at Nottingham. So this is the first set of instances. The first three neutral venue test matches happened because of the same reason, because it was held in England and there were two visiting teams. So you go by the permutations and combinations, you will find this instance. Next instance came really, it took around 80 something years, was in the 1999 World Cup. The reason pretty similar to A. Okay, this was the Asia Cup, which was a three team tournament: India, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. So Bangladesh, I think, was not a test team then. There must have been a test team around 2000, if I remember. The match where Sabah Karim was injured. So yes, so when the Pakistan the final was to be held in Dhaka, so which would obviously have been a neutral venue for any team. Yeah, so Pakistan and Sri Lanka reached the finals and they played in Dhaka. So that's the instance. 2002 there was an Asia Cup played, but then there was no neutral venue. Okay, India pulled out, so Bangladesh was there. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan were the three teams. India, so that was post 99 tensions with Pakistan had increased. So India pulled out. There were no neutral venues. Okay, there was a possibility that the final could have been at a neutral venue, but then no, it didn't happen. So that's C. D was the most the most with the numbers, highest numbers, 37. That's when teams started avoiding going to Pakistan, so they had to play somewhere else. Sharjah being one. So Dubai International Stadium itself hosted 13 test matches, then Abu Dhabi 13, Sharjah 9. So these are the ones in UAE. Of course, Pakistan would be more familiar with playing in UAE as a home match. And the Peace Oval also hosted one test match. Lords, so did Lords, and so did Leeds. So these are the 37 instances of home test matches. Again, each of these matches involving Pakistan for obvious reasons. Now, E, these are matches involving Afghanistan. So again, no teams would be visiting Afghanistan, not just for their infrastructure. So now Afghanistan has a lot of support from the Indian board. They even have a home ground in Greater Noida, which is pretty close to where I stay. So, and they have a second home ground in Lucknow. So when they played their first ever test match, it was against Ireland. It was played in Dehradun. So, and then the next match against Afghanistan, which was in Lucknow, Atal Bihari Vajpayee Stadium in Lucknow. So these are the neutral venue test matches. Okay, so we'll go to the next question. The fifth ODI, India versus Zimbabwe, Rajkot, this was in 2000, was won by India by 39 runs after India scored 301 for 6. Thanks to the then fastest ODI 50 by an Indian, by Ajit Agarkar, 50 in 21 balls. India then bowled out Zimbabwe for 262, again thanks to Agarkar, 3 for 26. So great all-round performance by one of my favorites from the late 90s, Ajit Agarkar, who is mostly remembered for scoring 5 ducks and not 1 century at Lord's. So question is, what was seen for the last time in ODI cricket in this match? Okay. So what was seen for the last time?
Yeah, we have already got correct answers.
Okay, so Divyanshu Gandhi has privately messaged me. So Divyanshu, you have to message Deep Jyoti, QFI, okay, because I'm not checking the chat window. So it's just by accident that I've opened the chat window. So I in fact can see some people replying to me on private. So please don't do that. Okay, Titash is saying that there could be 2 possible correct answers. Okay, let's see, because I'm not aware of the second one, or at least I can't think of.
Okay.
So let's see.
Yeah, we have got.
So answers have answers have to go to OFI quiz. Okay, only. So that's how it's. That's what we said at the beginning of the quiz.
Ramesh Natarajan.
Okay, so we have 5.
Yeah, Ramesh Natarajan, Dipanjan Deb, V. Parthasarathy, Titash and Prasant.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that is the
So
first 5 correct answer.
okay. So Titash, can you give me that second answer as well, which you gave? Because I just want to be sure. Titash can message only to me
Yeah,
because they're obviously.
he said
Yeah.
red ball and white clothing.
That's also one way of, but then yeah, a more simpler answer is the last ODI played in white clothing. It's obvious that if you're playing, colored clothing, you'll be using white ball. But yeah, he's technically correct. So if you have given that, that's also fine. So this is last ODI played with white clothing. So after that, white clothing was permanently abandoned, and we moved on to colored clothing, and obviously the white ball. So we go to the next question, question number 14. So again, a long question. Try to understand what I'm trying to say. The 5th Test Centurion, England versus South Africa, will always be remembered for the events that happened during the match and the match fixing allegations that followed. So this match is both famous and infamous at the same time. England won the toss and elected to field. South Africa were 248 for 8 when rain stopped play on day 1. So that was around 75 or 80 overs bowled in one day. Day 2, 3 and 4 were completely washed out, which meant that the match would have ended in a draw. So at this point, South Africa's captain did something unheard of in international cricket. So he went to the English captain, who was Nasir Hussain, saying that South Africa, who was 248 for 8, would declare the innings. Then when England's chance of batting comes up, England will forfeit their first innings. Then South Africa would forfeit their second innings, which meant that England would have to chase 248 in day 5. Now, day 5, the predictions were that you could have possible play in day 5, and we actually did have a full day's play in day 5. So Hussain accepted and forfeited his first innings, Cronje his second innings. The match lit up on day 5, and England chased down the target with 251 for 8 to win this test match. Extremely exciting match, which I rewatched again some days back. So 251 for 8, which was again achieved around 75-80 overs. So it turned out to be a single innings match. Okay, now the question is, however, the official scorecard of the match will show only one innings as forfeited instead of 2. Why was England's first innings shown as 0 for 0 declared, while South Africa's was shown as forfeited? So you can see a screen grab of the match on your right. South Africa first innings 248 for 8. England first innings 0 for 0 declared. But South Africa's second innings was shown as forfeited. Then England obviously 251 for 8, whereas there were 2 forfeited innings. So this is something which you need to explain. Why was England's score accepted as 0 for 0 declared, but South Africa's was forfeited? So Deep, any answers coming in? I think this will have to give them more time. Meanwhile, England need 98 in 37 overs. So going good. Butler 40, so probably will be saving his career.
Okay.
So Deep,
Yeah.
how is it going?
Yeah, we have got some answers from Prasant.
So this time, yeah.
Okay, I can read out the answer, right?
So if there is any doubt, Deep, no, don't read it out because answers have probably not come out. So you can WhatsApp me if there is any doubt.
Okay.
Because if you read out, then I think everybody gets to hear about it. So that's not a good way to go.
Okay. Please check your WhatsApp.
So should we close the?
Yeah. Please close the question, and then I will decide who has given the correct answer, because a lot of explanations are there in the answer. It will take time.
So has Titash given you an answer?
So let me check.
Because the answer that he has given me is actually correct, but I'm not sure if he should have answered you. And answered me instead, or if you can also see the
Yeah,
answer.
I have given the same answer too. Yeah, I have given the same.
That's fine. So yeah,
Okay,
what he's saying
fine.
is right. Actually.
Yeah, he has given the
okay. So yeah. So let me explain. I mean, so now the reason is that the rules that were prevalent at that point of time, this was when this was 2000. So the rule was that a captain could not forfeit his first innings. Okay, the rule has changed now. So you can see a screenshot of what happened on day 5. So the match referee, England had forfeited the first innings, but the match referee said that they could not use it as forfeited. They have to give it as 0. A captain can forfeit either the first or the second innings. Okay. So in 2000, that was not the rule. The rule was a bit different. So yeah, so the reason is, yeah, the screenshot that you have sent me is also correct.
yeah.
The one that I've highlighted.
Please make me host once again. So
Yeah.
my connection was disconnected.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've made you host. So, is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's the reason. Laws of cricket which keep changing with time. So before this match and after this match, there has been no instance of a forfeiture of an innings in Test cricket, and this of course became pretty infamous with Hansi Cronje and the match fixing scandal which broke out around that time. So we'll go to the next question. So this is the logo. So you can see some letters in light blue and dark blue, which is common in all three. So that's the logo I'm talking about. The one on the center, that's the government of Andhra Pradesh. That's unrelated.
Hello, the answer
Yes.
Hello.
The answer is not going to
Answer.
OFI. I've given to Mit.
Host is
Answer is not going to OFI quiz.
sent to you. I have same here.
I have sent it to Mit privately.
He's
Okay,
not
so
meeting.
okay, so
Same.
Everyone back to
okay,
coach that works.
okay, for this I'll accept the answers because I think there's something wrong with Deep, are you there?
I can see answer from some guys. Yeah.
Okay, but then a lot of people have also answered.
It didn't go at the first few attempts.
Okay, so Deep, let's do a thing. There must be some technical issue. So for this question, I'll accept only the answers that come to me.
Yeah, sure.
Because, like, yes, I think. Okay, so just hold on. Only for this question. Okay, so next question again, it should go to OFI. Okay, so I'll just tell you who is the first correct answer. Okay, Titash is the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's at 9-6. Then Praveen, Deep, I.
Praveen and hello.
Mit, did you get my answer?
I was just going through all the answers. So yeah. So but okay, my WhatsApp has been delivered. Deep, are you there?
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. So I was saying that okay. So the first correct answer that I got was from Titash, second from Praveen, third from Ashok Sanyal, fourth from Arjun.n. Oh, okay. No, sorry, not Arjun.n. So he's saying the answer is not going. So sorry, not. So the fourth would be from Rajibul Awal, and the fifth one would be from Ramakrishnan R. Okay. And then there were a lot of actually correct answers that have come in.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So okay, so next answer has to go to OFI, okay, because I'm actually not viewing the chat window. I'm concentrating on the slide. So this is the word. So it's 10 wick. So the word 10 wick comes from a pronunciation of the word 10 wick, which is shortened for 10 wicket haul. This is Anil Kumble. So it's a reference to his 10 for 74, which he took against Pakistan in a single innings. Only the second Test cricketer to do so. Jim Laker was the first, 10 for 53, Anil Kumble 10 for 74. So from 10 wick, you get 10 wick. Okay. So next question is, X is a person who is describing something really famous. So X here is talking about the fifth ball of an over. And X says, I gave the fifth ball a little bit more air. And he talks of Roger Davis was underneath it at long off and caught it and fell on his backside and landed on the line. There was a little bit of a controversy about which side of the line he landed. This controversy was a result of a recent change in law at that time. The incident happened. So now the question is, had the said recent law not, so there are screenshot of this instance of what happened in a fifth ball. So as you can see, it's a very old video. So probably
Mit, I just wrote the person's name is good enough, no?
That's fine.
Okay.
No, sorry. No, it's not fine, because the question is, had the recent law not been changed, what would
Okay, I'll change. I'll change.
that's fine. So if X is correct, that's fine. We'll keep your answer open, but you have to answer that.
Yeah.
What would this fifth ball have resulted in? That's fine. So Deep, if X is that same person, then that's fine. You can still continue with his answer.
Okay.
But you don't have to identify X. You have to identify, had the recent law not been changed. That's fine. You can mute it now. So had the recent law not been changed, what would this fifth ball have resulted in? Okay, this is what happened.
So we have got already correct answers.
Okay, that's great. So okay, so we'll close this. Yeah.
V Parthasarathy, then Ashok Shankal, so Prasant, and Roshan Krishna.
Great.
So that's the first correct answer.
So that's great. So this is X is Malcolm Nash. So Gary Sobers became the first cricketer in first class cricket.
Meet, I also gave the correct answer. They would have stopped Sobers from hitting sixes. I also given the correct answer.
I also wrote the same thing. I also wrote the same thing only.
No. It must have, but depends on the first five. So Deep will be able to.
You are not among the first five. You are not among the first five actually. I am taking the name of first five only.
Fine. So Gary Sobers hit 6 sixes of Malcolm Nash. So Malcolm Nash. So now 4 straight sixes. Okay. So no doubt on this. On the fifth ball, he flighted a delivery. Sobers hit it. Roger Davis caught, as you can see, took the catch. He fell. Now the rule at that time was that if you take the catch even inside the boundary, but you fall off the boundary, then it will be regarded as a 6. Later, the rule was changed that if you take the catch inside the boundary and then you lose your balance and then fall off, so that's fine. You just need to spend some split second inside the boundary, then you would be given out caught. So had the rule not been changed, then Sobers would actually have been caught of the fifth delivery, and in that way would have only scored 4 consecutive sixes. So this was the first time.
Deep, I answered that it would have been out, but not 6.
I have got your answers, but you are not among the first five.
Okay.
So Gary Sobers was the first, second in first class cricket. In fact, so far the last was Ravi Shastri, who scored 6 sixes in a Ranji match in the 80s of a bowler called Tilak Raj. He in fact was a batsman. Tilak Raj. He in fact was the first Indian cricketer to score a century in under 19 Test matches. So this was just because of that rule change. You can say that it was declared as a 6. So that's part of the cricket folklore. Okay. So next question: X in this photograph is a flowering plant and has several color forms, and horticulturists have recognized 81 garden varieties. This unusual flower has a long waste life in flower arrangements and makes for an excellent dried flower. X is also a nickname given to Y in cricket. So identify X and Y. So let's have both the answers. Okay, so there are a lot of people still answering to me. Please, the answers have to go to OFI quiz because I'm not viewing the chat screen. So like it was said at the beginning of the quiz and also during the quiz, your answers have to go to OFI quiz only. It was only for one question that it had to come to me because there were some issues with the connection. So the answers that come to me or anywhere else is not accepted because I'm actually not checking the chat group. So you have to identify X,
Yeah, we have
which
also.
is okay. So X is a unique shape, as you can see, and this is something in a different version. You have seen it, obviously. It also gives its name to Y. So you have got all answers, I guess. Because
Yeah.
this is pretty
So
simple.
I will take the name of first. I will take the name of first 5 correct answers. So Prasant, Ramesh Natarajan, Titash, Dipanjan Dev, and V Parthasarathy. They are the first 5 want to give the correct answer. So everyone else is correct.
Okay.
No wrong answer for this question.
Okay. So I think this was pretty easy. This is Protea. So this is the flower known as Protea. So which gives its nickname to South African cricket. South African cricket team is known as the Proteas. So you can see the flower appearing on the South Africa cricket logo as well. So next, we go to question 18, which is India won the 5-match ODI series 5-0 versus Sri Lanka in 2017. In the 5th ODI, India scored 375 for 5 and 50 overs with hundreds from Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Sri Lanka was then bowled out for only 207 in 42.4 overs. However, something was noticed about an Indian cricketer who made his ODI debut in this match, which sparked off a controversy and eventually led to a first in Indian international cricket. So what was the controversy? Who was the debutant and what did it all lead to? So obviously I'm looking, so in this match, there was a debutant for India. So there was something which was noticed about him and it led to a lot of controversy, and then it led to something to be done in Indian international cricket for the first time. So you obviously have to name somebody, name the Indian cricketer, and what is the controversy.
So already 5 correct answer. Okay, okay, we have got one funny answer. Midda.
Okay, please, please read that. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Someone has mistakenly written Sharmila Thakur.
Sharmila Thakur.
Sharmila Thakur.
Oh,
was
autocorrect. Okay.
So Shardul Thakur as Sharmila Thakur. Just autocorrect. Sorry.
Okay. No, we won't accept that. So, okay, so this is question 1825, so which means around 5-6 more. So we'll close this, right? You got 5?
Okay, let me check. Tita just given the correct answer. Very first one. Okay, Nikhil Ramesh. Okay, I will accept this answer. Then Roshan Krishna. Then Ramesh Natarajan. Okay, fine. We can close it.
Okay, so I'll give the answer. Yeah, this is indeed Shardul Thakur, who wore the jersey number 10, which was obviously worn by Sachin Tendulkar for ages. In between, he might have worn some other jersey just for a couple of matches. So this led to a lot of controversy, of course. A lot of people were displeased that why is somebody else wearing jersey number 10, and ultimately the jersey was retired. So I don't think anybody wears number 10 now, but I'm not sure of this. So yes, it's Shardul Thakur wore the jersey number 10 because it was supposed to be retired. So I'm not sure if it has been. So we go to next question. long question. The India-South Africa Test series in 2001 ran into a major controversy during the second test at Port Elizabeth. So this was in 2001. After South Africa winning the first test and leading the series 1-0. Now the third test match. So can everybody unmute themselves?
No,
Rather mute themselves? So the third test started at Centurion on November 23rd, but was stripped of the test status midway through the match and ended up being just a first-class match, non-test. The match had 2 test debutants. Now, obviously, when the match started, it started as a test match. So there were 2 debutants who made their test debut. One of them was Connor Williams of India, an ex. Okay, Connor Williams was a prolific run getter in Ranji Trophy, playing for Baroda, and later played a couple of seasons for Assam. So Connor Williams made his test debut. Now, with the test being declared unofficial, which meant that it was actually not a test now. So it was just a first-class match. Connor ended his career without playing any test match for India because he was never selected again. So that's a real tragedy that you actually make a test debut, get your test cap. He scored, I think, 40 or something against an attack of Sean Pollock, Antony, 2001. Yeah, Antony would be there. So that's a good attack. So the other debutant, which is X, however, would have considered himself lucky that the match did not have a test status of that for a particular reason. So who is X and why would he consider himself lucky that the match did not have test status? Connor Williams would regard him as himself as unlucky because he never got to play any match for India. But this guy, another test debutant in that match, would probably consider himself lucky that this wasn't a test match. So who is X? You need to identify X. And
V. Parthasarathy has given the surname only.
Fine. It's a unique surname. I mean, there might be someone half a century ago. That doesn't matter. But then the reason has to be there.
Then Prashant has given the correct answer.
Okay.
Okay, only 2 correct answers so far.
Okay. So we'll still hold it for another 10 seconds maybe.
V. Parthasarathy and Prashant.
Of course, this was about the ball tempering issues that came up in the second test.
Everyone else is sending wrong answers. Only 2 correct answers so far.
So guys, please don't send your answers to me. You have to send it to OFI quiz, private chat. Okay. So I'm still getting some answers.
I think we won't get any answer.
Okay, so we'll close this. So this is the other debutant, Connor Williams. It was Jack Rudolph. Okay, Rudolph actually made his test debut some years later and scored a double century on his debut. So he's one of the only 5 batsmen to have scored double century on the test debut. He got out very cheaply in that match, in the unofficial test match, which Connor Williams played. So he waited for 2 more years, but then did score 222 on debut. So the first to score a double century on test debut was Tip Foster, 287, which is still the highest debut score. Lawrence Rowe scored 214. He also scored another century in that match. Brendan Kurupu scored one of the most boring double hundreds in Test cricket, 201. So this match was a real stalemate. This was New Zealand visiting Sri Lanka. The match obviously ended in a very dull draw, and the rest of the series was called off because there was a terrorist attack in Sri Lanka. This was one of the bloodiest attacks of that time. So the entire series was called off. Then Matthew Sinclair, around 99, I think, scored 214. But then in 2003, it was Jack Rudolph who scored 222 against Bangladesh. So the answer is Jack Rudolph, and he scored a double century on test debut. So we go to the next question. Meanwhile, England need only 77. Still haven't lost a wicket. Butler 48, Woakes 43 batting. So next question, again a long one. There were several injury concerns for India leading up to the first test versus South Africa, Nagpur 2010. VVS Lakshman was injured which meant that Rohit Sharma, in all likelihood, was going to make his Test debut. S. Badrinath was set to make his Test debut in this match along with Rohit. As luck would have it, Rohit himself was injured right 15 minutes before the toss during the warm-ups while playing football, which meant that India had only one option left in the squad, with the rest being all bowlers as a replacement, and there was no time left to add a new batsman to the squad, who does made his Test debut for India in this Test match along with Badrinath. So yes, Rohit Sharma and S. Badrinath were both supposed to make their Test debut. Badrinath did make his Test debut. Rohit, very unlucky. He was in the playing 11, but 15 minutes before the toss, there was an injury. And obviously, you don't have time to bring a replacement outside of your 14 or 15 member squad. But then the problem with India was that everybody else in the squad was a bowler, because even Lakshman was in the squad, but he was injured. So you don't have anyone. So there was only one option left, which was not a bowler. So all answers have to go to OFI.
So are we accepting only surname for this question?
For this question, yes, because there is only
I mean,
one test. Yes, for
in this
this
context,
question,
there can't be anybody else, right?
yeah, right. You're right. So because there is only one test cricketer with the surname, with this surname, and of course we are not looking into first class cricket, so it doesn't matter. So surname is fine.
Yeah. Okay, I am taking the first 5. Ramesh
Okay,
Natarajan, then Prasant, then Titash, Ashok Shainyal, and Roshan Krishna. So we can close now.
Okay, so we can close. So the only option left, which is not a bowler, because you obviously have to take batsman, was actually Riddhiman Saha. So in this match, Riddhiman made his Test debut he was the backup wicketkeeper because Dhoni was playing. Dhoni was captain. So in this match, Dhoni was keeping, but then you have Riddhiman Saha filling in as a batsman. So he played his debut Test in the most unlikely of conditions. I mean, you just get to know around 15 minutes before the toss that you have to make your debut. So that's really good luck for Saha, one of the best wicket keepers of our times, and bad luck for Rohit Sharma, one of the best batsmen of our times. But Rohit did establish himself much later. So India lost this match. You can see not Murli Vijay, but S. Badrinath also making his debut. Lakshman wasn't there, so not much of a depth. So yes, it was Riddhiman Saha. So we go to the next question. Question number 21. So this is a ball by ball cricket info commentary of the 17th over of a match. Okay, 17.1, Nick Knight, 1 run, tossed up high, lands on a half volley, driven to long off. 17.2, so that Nick Knight takes a run, and then Graham Hick, who is the non-striker, comes into bat. Graham Hick again scores 1 run, shouts of catch it, but seems like he has hit it into the ground and wide of mid wicket anyway. So that's another run. Nick Knight comes in again. 17.3, Nick Knight, no run, full, just outside off, pushed back to him. 17.4 is where something happens. Nick Knight, and something happens. Okay, nice little dip on this, just outside off, push to long off for another single. So what happened next? So the 17.4th delivery happened. Nick Knight just pushed it to long off, took a single. But the question is, what happened in this delivery after this delivery, 17.4?
So we have got correct answer from Titash. Very first one to give the correct answer. Then V. Parthasarathy. Yeah, only then Shivendra Tendon. Only 3 correct answers
Only
so
3.
far.
So let's wait for another 10 seconds. So no harm in that, because we'll be ending it in 10 minutes.
All others answers are wrong.
That's fine. So there's a reason why I have not given you 17.4 Nick Knight, then I have dotted out something. Unlike previous balls where I have written 1 run, 1 run. Okay, so I'm closing this. The reason why I've dotted that out. So in the end, you find pushed for another single, but then it's not 1 run they get, it's 2 runs because there was a no ball. Okay, that's what is the answer. This was Muttaya Muralidharan, umpire Ross Emerson called no ball Muttaya Muralidharan for chucking. So he's the same umpire and Murli, this is not the first time he was called for no ball for chucking. So it was in the mid 90s, there was a test that it was called, but then he was cleared. This time Sri Lanka under Ranatunga was an extremely strong team that would reply back, current world champions at that time, 96 World Cup. So now this controversy broke out. So Muralidharan was no ball for chucking. Then Ranatunga entered into a heated argument with the umpires. Then all of a sudden left the field. Okay. So match continued later, but then this is the controversy which I'm talking about. So this is Sri Lanka walking off the field. Muttaya Muralidharan has to be in your hands. So next question. Don Bradman was born on 27th August 1908 and passed away at the age of 92 on 25th February 2001. Some of his fans got together on 4th August 2008 for a celebration to Don. So why exactly did they choose 4th August 2008 as the day for their celebration? Okay. No cricket quiz is complete without mentioning Don Bradman. So I've given you his date of birth, his date of death, but then why was 4th August 2008 chosen as a day to celebrate? Again, guys, answers have to go. Titash is asking how many more questions? 25 in all. So after this, you'll have 3 more. So answers have to go to OFI quiz.
Ashok Shandal has made a slight error in his answer.
Shall I elaborate it?
Okay. No, you don't need to elaborate, but there was a slight mistake in your answer. Just a slight mistake.
But I know the facts because you have to write very little. No, that is why I wrote little.
Really nice set of questions.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay. I will take the first 5 names. Roshan Krishna, first one to give the correct answer. Then Titash, then Dipanjan Deb, then okay Midda. I have a confusion, so I am sending you in private message.
So so have you got at least 6 answers, 6 correct answers?
Yeah.
Then you can speak it out because it wouldn't matter. So if you rule 1 out, that's still fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Some people have written 99.96 birthday. So, but the answer we have is 99.94 birthday.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, Don Bradman's basically average is fine. That's fine. I mean,
fine.
90.96.
So I think I should be given the points if I'm in the top 5.
Yes. You are the third one to give the correct answer.
Please say it again. Yeah.
Deep, what about my answer?
Okay. Let me take the first 5 names. Okay. Roshan Krishna, very first one. Then Titash, then Ashok Shandal, Dipanjan Dev, and Divyanshu Gandhi. They are the first 5 to give the correct answer.
So, as you know, Bradman's magical test average was 99.94. He required 4 runs in his last test innings, but he was out for a duck. I think second ball duck. So, which ended his career average 99.94. So now, according to the calculations, you can go by this his date of birth. So 99.94th birthday would have been on 4th August 2008. So this was a dedication to his test average, and of course another famous story of the Australian Broadcast Corporation renaming their post box as 9994 after the average. So we go to the next question, 23. So something was seen for the last time in English Test cricket. So this is particular to English Test cricket only. In the third Test versus Pakistan 1971, and did not happen for 2 more decades. The next time it happened was in the second Test versus Pakistan 1992. It was only a coincidence that the opposite side was Pakistan. Okay, photos in the next slide. So the third Test versus Pakistan 1971. So that's a screenshot of something relevant. And then the second Test versus Pakistan 1982. That's a gap of 2 decades. Something did not happen in English Test cricket. Okay, that's again a screen grab of something relevant here. So if you can identify 2 people, you'll probably have your answer. Again, answers have to go to OFI.
No correct answer so far. All incorrect answers, sir.
Meet, can you just explain the question once?
Okay, I'll explain the question. So something happened. Okay, so something happened in 1971. Okay, that's a screenshot of, this is English cricket. Something happened for English cricket in this test match of 1971. I'm not saying that this was the first time it happened. It wasn't the first time it happened. So it happened in 1971 in this test match. The relevant screenshot is given. The next time it happened was later in 1992. There was a huge gap of 2 decades. It did not happen. And when it happened, it was in 1992, coincidentally against Pakistan. Again, relevant names have been given. So in other words, you have to pick one cricketer from the 71 scorecard, one cricketer from the 92 scorecard. So this is something really, really rare for English cricket to happen. At least in the modern era, very rare. Earlier eras, there would obviously be. I mean, I'm talking of a post 70s thing. And even after 92, it might have happened, but I really can't think of any examples. So you guys have to help me if there are any. But the question is, something happened in 1971 in English cricket, happened next time 1992, took 20 years. No other team would probably take 2 decades. Something really very common. Deep, any answers?
Yeah, well, Midda, Titash has given a wrong answer initially, but his second answer is the correct one. Should I accept? Only one correct.
Yeah, we take only the first one. So.
Okay, fine. Then no correct answer so far. Though Titash is correct, we cannot give him points.
Oh, that's really hard luck. I mean.
So we can close it. I think no answer will come. All incorrect answer.
Yeah, Titash jumped the gun. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the cricketer who goes from the 1971 scorecard was RNS Hobbs. The one who goes from the scorecard on a 92 is Ian Salisbury. So this is the rare occasion of a leg spinner playing for England. So Robin Hobbs was a leg spinner who played in 1971 in last test match. For 20 years, 21 years, England did not have a leg spinner playing test cricket. Ian Salisbury made his debut in 1982. And even after him, I really can't think of a full-time leg spinner playing for England. So it has always been those off spinners, mostly left-arm spinners. So if you can add something to this, it would be great. But I can't. So the answer is basically a leg spinner playing for England. So Robin Hobbs, unrelated to Jack Hobbs. So next question. This is the penultimate question. This is the list of Indian Test cricketers from number 201 to 226. Identify both the names with Test cap number 217 and 218 having made their Test debuts in consecutive Tests for India. So the reason for choosing 201 to 26 is because that's the maximum size of a screenshot that I can get. So what I want to include is 217, 218, which have been edited. You can see 216 was Ajit Agarkar, 219 was Sadgopan Ramesh, 217 made his Test debut in Zimbabwe, 1998. This was the same match where Agarkar made his Test debut. Then the one 218 made his Test debut in New Zealand in 1998. Later that year, this match is mostly remembered because Rahul Dravid scored 2 centuries overseas, which is pretty rare. So you have to identify both the names. 217 and 218 number test cricketers.
Yeah, correct answers have already come from V. Parthasarathy, Ashok Sanyal, then Prashant, Ramesh Natarajan, and Titash. They are the first five one
Okay.
to get correct answer.
Okay, someone has messaged, can viewers try after the participants? I mean, everybody is a participant, okay? So there's no difference between a participant and a viewer. So if you can view this, you can participate. Although this is the second last question, it's too late now. So, okay, so we'll close this. The answer, although there are two names that I'm looking for, you could answer it just by one name, which is Robin Singh. So number 217 is Rabindra Singh, but popularly known as Robin Singh. He's the all-rounder who played a lot of matches for India in the one-day side in the late 90s, early 2000s. The other Robin Singh was from Delhi, who was a medium pacer who played for Delhi in the Ranji Trophy. He was Test cricketer number 218. What a coincidence that two Robin Singhs played one after the other. Another coincidence is that they both played just one test match. So that was the end of their career. So now we come to the last question of the quiz. This is 9:40. Okay, so the last question. Australia had already won the 1902 Ashes 2-0 at the end of the fourth test. In the fifth test at Kensington Oval, England were chasing a target of 263 in the fourth innings. England was 48 for 5, but recovered to 248 for 9, with Wilfred Rhodes walking into bat at number 11, and England requiring another 15 runs to win. George Hurst and Wilfred Rhodes then led England to a one-wicket win and ended the 1902 Ashes 2-1. Legend has it that something very famous happened when Rhodes walked in to join Hurst at 248 for 9. What was this incident? So at 248 for 9, George Hurst was still batting. He had scored around 50 plus then. So chasing the target, it's still requiring 15 runs. Wilfred Rhodes came in at number 11. Rhodes was someone who could bat anywhere in the entire 11. He is in fact one of the three to have batted in all 11 positions in a test match. I think the first was Sid Gregory, probably. I mean, it was one of the Gregorys. So second was Wilfred Rhodes. Third was Venu Mankad of India. So these three have batted in all 11 positions. So we have to say what was this incident. And again, just to add, if you include both openers as one single position, then another person joins in, which is Nasim ul Ghani, the Pakistani spinner who played in the 50s. He scored one test century as well. So he batted in number 2. He never faced the innings, so did not bat at number 1. So if you include 1 and 2 as openers, just I think no, I'm audible, I think. Yeah, so like I was saying, Nasim ul Ghani batted at number 2, so that's one of the opener slot. Otherwise, he had batted throughout the innings from 2 to 11. Yes, 2 to 11. So what happened at 248 for 9? So Deep?
Yeah, Ramesh Natarajan has given the correct answer. He was the very first one to give the correct answer. Then followed by Titash. Then Dipanjanda has given a wrong answer. Sorry. Then Nikhil Ramesh also has given the correct answer. No. Nikhil Ramesh is incorrect. Sorry. V. Parthasarathy. Only 3 correct answers so far.
Okay, so let's just wait because this is the last question. So let's wait for another 10-15 seconds. Meanwhile, England need only 61. They're still at 5 down. Wokes 54, Butler 53. Great, 99 run partnership.
Yeah, no answers are coming after that. Only 3 correct answers.
Okay, no answer. Okay. Okay, we'll close this. The answer actually appeared in the first slide itself. This is the name of the quiz. We'll get them in singles. So now this actually never happened. So when Rhodes came into bat, it's said that George Hurst told him that we'll get him in singles. So basically they required 15 runs. So he's supposed to have said we'll get him in singles. But later on when both were asked, neither of them remembered. Although they may not have denied it, but then neither of them remembered. So most likely it never happened. But then this is one of those very famous myths which got attached, that Hurst actually told Rhodes that we'll get him in singles, although they took 13 singles and a double. So that's how we get our quiz, the name of the quiz, and get him in singles. So that's the last. So yes, that's the last of the questions, and that's the end of the quiz. So now you can, I think, unmute everybody. Yeah, thanks, Titash. Thank you. Thanks everybody. Scores. I think Deep. When do we plan to give the scores? Today?
Okay. No, I will give the scores and the results by tomorrow evening. So it will need some time.
Okay. So you still have your web page and the WhatsApp group, and about
Yeah. No. WhatsApp group will be dissolved after this quiz.
Okay, that's fine.
So
That's fine.
I will give the result and the scores in my Facebook page. The link is given, so you can visit that.
Okay, so that's great. So Deep has been running this page for a long time and sharing a lot of nice quizzes. So yes, some people are asking for the link. I think just copy paste the Facebook link in the group chat so that people can save and like the page if they have not done so. A lot of people asking about the quiz. So yeah, so Deep has now pasted that. So this is only for inquisitive. So yeah, thanks a lot. A lot of good comments coming in. So if you have found any error, just message it to me, because no, there could be errors. We don't have DRS in real life. So thanks everybody joining. This is the first time I've actually conducted a quiz on Zoom. So in the last 3-4 months, I've participated in just 3 quizzes. So there might be some errors made. So yeah, overall nice experience. Really enjoyed this. So I hope Deep you'll be uploading the video also sometime for everybody to see.
Yeah. So video, the recording of this quiz, the whole quiz, and the scores will be updated on my Facebook page. So I request everyone to keep visiting my page, and I actually daily updates my page with lots of interesting facts and questions. So we are also planning to conduct more such quizzes in coming times, probably in weekend. So please stay in touch and share with your friends so that we can have more participants.
Yeah, thanks Arun.
Yeah.
So we'll end the quiz with another question. I mean, not for points, you can still try it on the window if you want. So we'll end it with a question. So yes. Okay. So case 1 is that India played its first ever test match in 1932. Hence W and X playing a test together in 1929 was out of question. Case number 2 is a scorecard from a test match. You can see Pakistan first innings and second innings. So these are 2 statistics related to which otherwise brilliant delivery. Okay. So this is a fun question, not a very serious one.
Most of the people have already left the quiz actually.
Okay,
We have
okay, that's fine. So okay, anyways, this is related to the movie Namak Halal. So where Amitabh Bachchan has that famous dialogue that Vijay Merchant and Vijay Hazare were playing a test match at Melbourne in 1929. So that couldn't have been because India got its test status in 1932. The second time he says that Wasim Raza and Wasim Bari were involved in a run out in a test match at Wankhede, 1979. Yes, 1979, Pakistan did play a test match at Wankhede in India, but then there was no run out. Okay, so this is, I mean, the dialogue still remains funny, but then cricket statisticians' analysis would be that none of these two instances actually happened. So that's it. Really enjoyed it. Yes, good night, everybody. So I'll stop sharing, and I'll also be ending the. I think yeah. So we'll be. So I think Deep has to end the.
Yeah,
Show.
yeah. You just leave. You can just leave it. So I will end the
Okay.
quiz. Yeah. So I ask
Okay.
everyone to
Okay.
leave.
So bye, everybody. Good night, and stay safe.
Okay. Thank you.